Good morning. This is Wimbledon Coffee Morning, brought to you by Lavazza. I'm Anne-Marie Batson on day 8 here in SW19.
I'm Danny Jameson, and it's all getting rather serious. As we said, it's getting very serious indeed. This feels like the business end
It does feel
of
like
the
the business
fortnight.
end.
We've got our final 8 on both sides of the draw, gentlemen and ladies. Today, we're going to see the ladies' quarter-final. 4 of them in action today.
Absolutely, and some cracking matches coming up for you later. But we've had a bit of a discussion on social media about our cakes, haven't there?
Yeah,
Hasn't there been?
Is what you would describe as cake beef. Because we had a Victoria Sponge yesterday.
Yes.
Elaine James asking, please change your cake to chocolate. I don't like strawberries. Boom, your wish is our command, Elaine. It's chocolate cake today. She's coming down, by the way, court 1 on Thursday.
Oh,
That's some good tickets to get, isn't it?
Oh, fantastic. It does look rather delicious today, the chocolate cake, I have to say. Sue Finity, on the other hand, would beg to differ. She says, Victoria Sponge, yummy. Hi from Sydney, Australia.
Sorry, Sue. We had to change it. We've had a few Victoria Sponges, though, so you've had a good run. But thanks for watching all the way in Australia, staying up nice and late into the evening. Not really a coffee morning for them, is it, really?
No, not at all.
And hello to Emily Clark as well. Had such a fantastic day today in centre court. Thank you so much, Wimbledon, as always, for helping me create wonderful memories. That's the thing I love about this so much. It's very easy to build this up, get really excited. Always seems to pull through, though, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And we also have had a shout out from Estonia as well, haven't we?
Yeah, hello Victoria, watching in Estonia. That's a new country. I think I've not noticed Estonia in the comments yet.
No, it's fantastic. Thanks for getting involved in the conversation, and we want you to continue getting involved in the conversation as well. Do use the hashtag Wimbledon. Do use the hashtag Join the Story, and also join the Facebook group, which keeps growing every day. It's called Join the Story, and today we're actually going to be running a poll, and it's all about the ladies' quarterfinals. Which quarterfinal are you most looking forward to?
Yeah, so vote on your social media platform of choice with the results a little bit later on. The 4 matches, by the way, if you don't know, they are Simona Halep against Zhang Shui. We have Elina Svitolina against Karolina Mukova. We have Alison Risk against Serena Williams, and Barbara Strycova against Johanna Konta.
Yeah,
all 4 of them today, so vote for your favourite and we'll get the results up later in the show.
Yeah, and of course yesterday was Manic Monday, so it's Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, Simona Halep, Jo Konta and Serena Williams impressed everyone on Manic Monday. 1 or 2 of the top seeds, though, fell at the final hurdle. Take a look at this.
Welcome along to Manic Monday. What a day it is for all concerned. All 4th rounds in the gentlemen's and ladies' singles will be played today.
And Risk breaks Aussie hearts, and the #1 seed is out of this year's Wimbledon.
Obviously getting to the quarterfinals is amazing, but I think that just the way that I've been fighting, that's what is most exciting for me. But I must say being the last seed at Wimbledon isn't too bad.
She's into the quarterfinal yet again. Another comprehensive victory for Serena Williams.
I have more matches this week than literally the past 5 months, so yikes. I almost feel a relief more than anything. Like, okay, finally I can play tennis.
Finishes with an ace and a love hold. Starts the second week of Wimbledon with his quickest win.
Happy to be where I am, and the ball is holding well, playing some good tennis, and of course having 2 matches in straight sets that helped a little bit.
It's out.
and it's a standing ovation for the winner, but also, you suspect, for the loser.
The crowd, the energy today, I felt it really well on court, and I felt that the public enjoyed the match, and I'm happy that I could play one of my best tennis.
I hope they learned about me that I'm a fighter and I'll never give up, and I hope they learned from me that, I mean, anything is possible if you work hard and just continue to dream big.
What a way to beat your first top 10 hard-fought match here for Karolina Muchova.
And there it is now. Djokovic jogging to the net. Plenty of energy left as he eases into the quarterfinals.
What a way to win it. What a fantastic backhand from that far corner. And she's into the last 8 again. She is no ordinary Jo.
To be playing the best players in the world and then coming through in tough matches against them, there's not much more you could ask for as a professional tennis player.
That is a complete annihilation of a world-class opponent. Federer serves notice that he's ready. He's ready to win at Wimbledon again.
It's an incredibly busy day. So busy, in fact, I'm going to make another coffee because it worked so well yesterday.
Go ahead and do that. While you'll do that, let's talk about the seeds that fell yesterday. The world number one, Ashley Barty, fell at the fourth round hurdle yesterday, as well as Karolina Pliskova at the hands of Muchova, a fellow Czech player.
Yeah, her Czechmate. Petra Kvitova as well, out. The men's side was perhaps a little more straightforward. The big three they're scary, frankly. They look frighteningly good.
They are. We were discussing this morning, and the two words that I rolled were steamrolled.
Yes, yeah. I mean, Roger Federer beat Matteo Berrettini. We thought that was Nick's pick yesterday.
It was.
Thought it was going to be a little bit closer than that. Federer was just on another level. Berrettini, by the way, apparently at the Nets said, thanks for the lesson, how much do I owe you? Which is, it was a little bit like that.
Yeah. And didn't you mention it was the quickest fourth round match?
According to our friend Andy, this was the quickest fourth round or beyond match ever. And absolutely steamrolled him. We should probably say hello to a few other people who are watching. We've got Farhan in Malaysia, who's having a watch. Also Lynn down in Australia. Oh, so he says it's well worth staying up all night for these matches. I agree.
Also, Margie from Cape Town is rooting for Federer all the way. But could this be Simona Halep's year?
Whoa, interesting. We'll have to we'll get Nick's take on that when he joins us very, very soon to preview the quarterfinals. Yesterday we mentioned the big three in the men's looking very good. Novak Djokovic, another one of those. He is through and got on the old Twitter machine as well. He looks rather happy. He says that Serbian for Let's Go, I believe. Something like that.
Yeah, yes.
My Serbian's rusty, I'm afraid. It's a bit rusty.
I fully expect Djokovic to make the final, but you beg to differ on that. But we shall see. We shall see. Also, 15-year-old sensation Coco Gauff lost in straight sets to Simona Halep yesterday, but she didn't have any regrets at all. I think she's had a thoroughly wonderful time here at the All England Club.
Yeah, we forget that was her 7th match in the last couple of weeks. I was down there qualifying at Roehampton on the Tuesday beforehand. She was a late call-up for that. She only got a wild card about 3 days beforehand, so she's played a lot of tennis for such a young person to have to cram in. So maybe one step too far, but it will not be the last we hear of her around these parts. I can guarantee you that. Should we talk about Jo Dyson as well?
Yes,
she was down yesterday. Happy Monday, she wished us and herself, I guess. On the old Instagram, Jo was put some lovely photos up.
Oh, stunning weather yesterday, unlike today.
It's all right, it's breaking through. It's getting a little warmer at least. Elsewhere in the men's draw, Sam Querrey, first one up for 100 aces.
Congratulations, Sam.
And Wimbledon celebrated on Facebook. Didn't luckily put together a compilation of all 100, otherwise that might have got a little long, but he's going to face Rafa Nadal.
I know, amazing. That's going to be an interesting. I think that's going to be a tricky encounter for Rafael Nadal. And somebody's got in touch over on Facebook as well. Elaine. Yeah, let's not forget about Goffin and Verdasco. I'm so happy that Goffin made it through. I think we were both quite happy yesterday.
I love David Goffin. I really like David Goffin. But yeah, he's looking really good, you know.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him to give one of these big lads a scare.
Yeah, and the queue to get into court 3 snaked all the way around. So popular those two are here at the All England Club.
Yeah, it wasn't quite as big. So I had a wonder, just after we had finished the show, about 11 o'clock, over to our right, that's where the queue is for the resale tickets for centre and court number 1. And basically, when I walked down there, they closed it. There were that many people already at 11 o'clock, so like half an hour, 45 minutes after the place opened, already people trying to get in to watch Federer. And it was absolutely extraordinary.
Yes.
But, hey, hopefully if they got in, they saw a bit of tennis, because it was over pretty quickly, wasn't it? Federer was that good. Anyway, listen, there is one thing just as much of a fixture around these parts as your Pims and your Strawberries, and that is the crazy costumes of Chris Fava. And our very own Nick McCarville somehow managed to track him down.
Some 15,000 people will be inside center court today, but no one, well, actually one of them will be dressed as center court. Chris Fava, you are looking glamorous today. You've been Rufus, you've been the trophy, you've been the strawberry, and now center court. I love this look.
Thank you. Yeah, it was, I thought of it actually last year, right after Trophy. I knew that I wanted something that just had a line straight through me and straight through my face, just to be sitting on center court, because I thought that would look really cool. And then I built this around it.
Okay, so we love that. Now, this is your 7th Wimbledon. You've had many different looks. I mentioned Strawberry, Trophy, Rufus, but tell us all the details that went into this and all the planning that you had to put into it.
Oh, so this, I'd say this was like a 3-4 month project. And it would go back and forth with different designs, because I knew what I had to, Trophy Man was before this, so I knew I had to, really push it. And I chose the rhinestones because Trophy Man was like super shiny. I was like, wait a minute, I think people like shiny, so I'm going to like shine it up a bit. So that's where this came from. And then this was also key, because when you're sitting on center court, this is what they capture. So I wanted this to look like high fashion, like silly, fun, court tour, as we say.
Too good. And when did you actually decide on the costume itself? Was it a few months ago?
Well, that was actually a year ago, right after Trophy Man. Right after I came back from London, I did a little drawing of this. I just didn't know how it was going to happen, but I had this little drawing that I was going to go by, so about a year.
Okay, and show us some other details. We've got the rhinestones here. You've got the ring on.
Oh, we have the center court ring right here. What else do we have? Oh, we have the Swarovski. Or how do you say that? Swarovski crystals to make it extra fancy. And then we have the bag.
The in and out
bag.
The
in and out. There you go, right there. Are we in or are we out?
Now, and also you've got your ticket in hand, because not only is Chris going to be on center court as center court today, but you were in the queue from Thursday. That's fantastic.
Thursday, so 5 days. Because I need to, you need to be in that, soon, because you have to get the exact seat that you want. Because for me, I need to sit in a specific spot where there's no one behind me. So, yeah. So, by the way, my friends Mark and Jeremy beat me. They were number 1 and 2. I was 3. Next year, number 1. So we'll try for it. Yeah.
What's it like in the queue? I mean, you're in the queue for 4 days and setting up for a big day, and you weren't dressed as center court the whole time in the queue, right?
Yes.
You were.
I was dressed as No.
Okay.
No. This is like 20 pounds. Could you imagine? So no, I was. I kept it actually at a friend's house, a tennis family's house, up the street from here, right up the street from here. So it was really easy. And then I went there to, set up and do all the makeup and everything. And
amazing.
Yeah.
I just have to say, you've become one of our favorite parts of Wimbledon. But what's your tennis backstory? Because you're from California.
Yes.
It's your 7th time here, but you must love tennis because you look fantastic.
Yes.
But you're also a fan too.
I love tennis. I came out with a tennis racket in my hand.
Awesome.
So I played tennis since I was a little kid. Switched to baseball, then back to tennis. Thus my two-handed backhand that I love from baseball. So I played my whole life. Yeah. And
really cool.
About like 2-3 times a week in Santa Monica, California.
Okay, well today you're not going to play any tennis, but you are dressed as center court. And I mean, come on, I think I'm actually just going to leave shot, and it's all you, baby. Center court at center court. Chris Fava, he's in, he's out, and he's back here at Wimbledon. Thanks for the chat, Chris.
Now, it's fair to say, I think, across social media that Chris's costume has divided people. Either people really love it, or I'm going to be really diplomatic, and they really dislike it. Hello, Nick.
Hello, good morning.
You?
I mean, come on,
how
how can you not love Chris Fava? Here's what I love. The fact that he is doing something different.
Yes.
And also, I respect the costume game, because every little detail, I think we did a pretty good job. Matt, my camera guy, is awesome, showing you all the intricate details. He's been planning it for a year, but but he is a true tennis fan, queuing from Thursday.
That was crazy.
To get center court. He got ticket number 3, only because he let his 2 friends go in front of him just so that the person behind him wouldn't be blocked by his net head mohawk.
I love the net head. I love that. That's my favorite
I mean, come on, people. Respect.
Yeah.
That's respect.
Like I said in the link to that, you managed to track him down. Somehow, he was the only person dressed like that on the grounds.
I knew that I had seen him on Instagram before. Obviously, we see him every year as the trophy, as the strawberry, as Rufus. And I had seen that he was towards the front of the queue. So I said to my producer, I was up here with you guys yesterday, and I said to my producer, Sean, go find this guy dressed as center court. And she was like, well, what does he look like? And I was like, no.
Center
He's
court.
dressed as center court. You'll find him. And then she sent me a picture, and she goes, I think we found him. And I was like, yeah, that's definitely him. So it was awesome to get him. I think we were the first of hundreds of interviews, dozens of interviews that he did yesterday. And come on, he's bringing some fun and some spirit to Wimbledon. It was great.
I mean, we've seen some of his costumes that he's done in previous years. Strawberry, the trophy costume, by the way, is in the Wimbledon Museum. If you're coming down, you can see it down there. What's been your favourite?
Yeah, actually, I actually didn't know that, and I didn't get to ask him about that until after I found that out, which is amazing. But again, A+ for effort. Maybe if you don't love the look, that's fine. But my favorite was the trophy, the gold face. He went for it. The one thing I thought he was missing yesterday with center court is I wanted to see the stands. Yes. I wanted like a boxy shoulder with some seats and maybe some
security. Like,
yeah,
you have to go sideways, I think.
Or get to the toilet or anything, or maybe even be let in a seat, right?
So he doesn't reveal what he's going to be from year to year basis.
No.
He sort of drops hints. How on earth can you keep that secret?
Yeah, he was. I loved his slow drip. If you looked at his Instagram yesterday before he did the reveal, he hadn't shown it off until he actually was on the grounds. That's why we were proud of that interview yesterday too, because I think we were the first to chat to him. He was a little bit nervous in that chat too. I was like, Chris, you look spectacular. You don't need to be nervous about anything. But yeah, I love the reveal. You can follow him. I think he's at Chris Fava Bean, something like that.
Chris Fava. I love that Chris Fava Bean. I think that's fantastic. And
on
people
Instagram.
And people, as you say, they do follow him out. And a friend of ours, Faye Carruthers, she got a fantastic photo with him on Twitter yesterday as well, didn't she?
Yeah, I imagine he was probably the most photographed.
Yes.
Yeah, and actually we were doing our evening show on the Wimbledon channel, and I hope you're all watching our broadcast throughout the day. You can, of course, tune in throughout the day as we have live coverage here of Wimbledon. We have chat shows, we've got stars, we've got behind-the-scenes access, and we were doing our show last night with Marcus Buckland and Daniela Hantukova, and I look over the railing by court 14, and he's doing an interview with Sky Sports, and then I look over after our next segment, he's still there doing a live interview with Sky Sports. They must have talked to him for like 10 minutes. Now, my interview was 4, and my producer was like, okay, that was good, like, let's wrap it up. 10 minutes on Sky Sports. He's a star.
Absolutely. Love the costume. Absolutely
I can't
fantastic.
wait. Sorry, I just can't wait until what's he going to be next year.
That's
what we all want.
That's the thing.
The Hill?
He's already
Should he be
planning.
the Hill?
Oh, that'd be good. Maybe give us some ideas. Hashtag join the story. Hashtag Wimbledon. We'll see what we can come up with. Now, we've got Nick here. We should probably talk about some of the tennis.
Maybe.
Because there's plenty of stuff going on today. If you missed any of it, well, here's 5 things you need to know about day 8.
I have to say, today's ladies' quarterfinals are so difficult to call, but there's been a lot of love for Alison Riss. Let's start with her, who conquered Ashley Barty is going to be a cracking quarterfinal, I think, match for her.
There are a few grass court specialists left in women's tennis, and Alison Risk is one of them. I mean, she's been brilliant. She won the title in the Netherlands. She actually won a challenger event earlier this month. She's been playing some of her best tennis every round here. She's come back and won in 3 sets, which is spectacular. She's just so cool, calm, and collected. She's a fighter on court. She always believes in herself, and I think we often hear that from tennis players and understand that you know, I fight for every point and this is what I want. She believes it. And if actually you watch match point from yesterday, you can go on our YouTube and watch match points from a variety of different matches. But if you watch her match point, it was a simple fist pump. World number 1 at Wimbledon to reach your first quarterfinal in 53 Grand Slams. Just a fist pump.
So she's facing Serena Williams, a fellow compatriot. So here's the thing. They've never faced each other before. And we know that Alison, when she hits the ball, she makes a noise. Is that going to be a distraction for Serena, do you think? Because they've never faced each other before.
No, not whatsoever. I mean, you know, Serena has played some of the great grunters in the game.
I don't
Monica
like that word
Seles,
grunt. I really
Maria Sharapova. I mean, listen, you know, I know it's a talking point sometimes for those of you at home, but Alison Risk plays the way she plays. Serena plays the way she plays. It's not going to be a bother whatsoever. What I do think is interesting, Anne-Marie, is they've played doubles together before, so they know each other really well from Fed Cup. But I think that Alison would probably know the ins and outs of Serena's game a little bit better because Serena is Serena, whereas Alison might have a couple tricks up her sleeve. She's working with Billy Heiser, an American coach who's really experienced. I think they're working on a game plan on how to beat Serena, but that's a big ask, especially because Serena's looking really, really good
The
right
rust is starting to disappear, isn't it now?
Yeah,
And the real Serena's coming through.
It certainly is. And the way that she beat Carla Suarez Navarro, backing up that win over Julia Gerges. Listen, you could ask for a little bit of a miracle today for Alison Risk. I think she's going to need Serena to be a little bit off her game to then have that chance. But Alison Risk continues to impress, and so who am I to say that after a win over Bencic and then taking out Ash Barty the way that she did, she spent over 9 hours on court versus 5 for Serena. And when she came to us yesterday after that match to do her Wimbledon channel interview, she was like, Nick, I'm ready. I'm fresh. Let's go. I'm ready for Serena. Let's do it right now. And the other thing that I love is that she and her fiance, Steven, they're planning a wedding in 12 days. They're getting married next Saturday.
It's a good job they've waited until the Saturday afterwards, just in case, because that would be awkward, right?
Do you remember a few years ago, Dominika Sibylkova made the semis, and she almost had to completely change her wedding date. I like Alison's confidence in herself that she'd get to week 2 of Wimbledon, and she said yesterday, impressed, that she should get married more often because it's helping her tennis.
Make a habit of it. Every single day, we've asked you to make a pick of one match that might be the best of the day. Not today.
I couldn't do
you
it,
couldn't
Danny.
pick between
Not
the two of
today.
them. So that's the first one up on
Too
centre.
Too much pressure. So I just went with center court. And honestly, I'm so excited. I love ladies quarterfinal day at the Slams is so exciting because the women take center stage, which is awesome in our sport. We're so different than other global sports. It's really cool to see. And today the women take center stage on both our big show courts. And I'm going with center court. We obviously talk about that matchup between Alison Risk and Serena Williams, but the other match, Joko, Johanna Konta against Barbara Strycova. This one is so fun too because what I love about both the center court matches, not just are they great matchups, but they're differing styles. You've got 4 really different players, and Konta's taking on Strycova. You've actually got Strycova, who is 1-0 in the head-to-head, and Strycova took out Bertens. She took out Mertens, and she fought back from 5-2 down in the second set against Mertens yesterday, who I actually think had a little bit of a back injury in that match, but she is into her second Grand Slam quarterfinal, which is incredible, and it's the first one here at Wimbledon. She was a quarterfinals here in 2014.
Really cool Instagram from Barbara as well. Can't believe she's in it. I love things like that.
It's great. And she actually has said that this could be her last year on tour, so subsequently this could be her last Wimbledon. And I asked her, is it letting her play better tennis? And she said, it's letting me enjoy it more. And if you know Barbara, she has a little bit of resting blank face sometimes on court, but she is so cool. She's so chill. She's such a fun personality, and that shows in her tennis. She's all court, she's creative, and she can't believe it because she wasn't playing great tennis coming into this tournament, and that's where I think it's a little bit of a danger spot for Johanna Konta. But how about Jo yesterday and the way that she played against Petra Kvitova, who herself I think was dealing with a little bit of injury. But I'm just so impressed with Johanna, the way that she's able to tap into plan B, plan C, plan D, and play some of her best tennis. She is so locked in. I do favor her today against Stricheva.
We should say, by the way, the doors have now opened. The noise you can hear behind us as people are starting to make their way through the grounds. Let's talk about Elina Svitolina taking on Karolina Muchova yesterday. I watched the end of that match between Muchova and Pliskova. My goodness, we thought it was going to go to 12-12. It didn't happen. But Muchova at the end, she just looked so over the moon getting that result.
That was awesome. We were all hoping. We were doing our deciding set tiebreak prayers because we haven't had one yet in the men's or women's draws. The tennis gods were not listening. Muchova comes through against Pliskova, who a lot of people thought was going to be the title winner this year. She just looked locked in, having won in Eastbourne with Conchita Martinez in her corner. But Muchova is a player who's broken into the top 200 in the last year. She is playing confident tennis. She plays all-court tennis. She did not back down against a countrywoman yesterday in Karolina Pliskova, and I just really enjoy the kind of tennis she plays again. She idolized Roger Federer when she was little, and I think she kind of plays like Roger Federer. These two met earlier this year. Svitolina won in straight sets, and Muchova's coming off 3 hours and 17 minutes. That's how long that match was. It's the longest women's match of the tournament, and that's the only thing today, I think, physically. How is she going to go against Svitolina? Only because Svitolina just gets everything back. She asks so many questions of you. So can Muchova, does she have those questions? And will she have Rebel Wilson in her corner? Because Rebel shows up and everyone's excited that Rebel Wilson is here. And then all of a sudden she's on the number 2 court. And then all of a sudden she's tweeting her support to Karolina Muchova. Okay, great.
Hey,
I love it, mate. It's such a weird combination, but hey, why not?
We'll take it.
There's one more match that we haven't mentioned, also on number 1. Simona Halep against Zhang Shui.
Yeah, no, this is an interesting one. And actually the head-to-head, Zhang Shui is 2-1 against Simona Halep. A lot of people remember in 2016 when Zhang said before the Australian Open, she told the Chinese media, I'm 0-14, maybe 0-13 at the majors. I've never won a match at the majors. This is it. Yeah. If I don't win a match, my first round, I'm done. She draws Simona Halep, who I think was top 5 at the time, maybe number 2 in the world, and she beats her in the first round and then made a run to the quarterfinals, which was magnificent. But Zhang Sui's had a little bit of a renaissance here. She's playing confident tennis. She and Sam Stosur won the doubles at the Australian Open this year. She's a really good doubles player. She's got a great singles game. She's really tough. Halep is obviously the favorite here, but she's having now to back up that big win, I think, emotionally against Coco Gauff yesterday. There was so much attention on that match. She played so solid. But this is the one aspect that changes, and it only affects the women in this tournament, is that you're used to that day off every day in the tournament. Now, they're used to that on the WTA, but when you're in a routine of day on, day off, day on, day off, it's tough to turn around. So everyone I was talking to yesterday, late in the afternoon, said, we've got to now focus on ice bath, massage, what's our recovery process, how are we going to have our team dinner, and then we have to be locked in and focused. And that's big for Simona Halep. She really likes routine. Daniel Dobray's her coach, who has done so well with her after Darren Cahill, but that could be a cracking match too.
I love it. Also, somebody that's coming up on centre court later is Andy Murray, and we went and had a bit of a chat with him yesterday. We all know he loves being on Instagram, particularly on Instagram and social media. Here he is talking about his favourite shots.
I'm Andy Murray, welcome to my photo booth. So that's my mum. She's obviously one of the most important people in my life for many reasons. I mean, she was a brilliant mum to me and my brother. She's great fun to be around, always in a good mood. She's a workaholic. She's extremely driven. She's a great mum. That is Maggie. She is not the best behaved dog in the world, but she's been brilliant. It was quite a big test, like at a young age, having like a dog to look after and learning kind of what like it is to be responsible for something else. And she's really good with our kids, and yeah, she's a good cuddler as well. Yeah, so I mean, my brother again, very important person in my life. You know, had some fights growing up, but nowadays, you know, we have a brilliant relationship together. He's a good, fun, laid-back guy. To pretty much everyone, sometimes a bit bossy towards me. Mainly when we're on the court together, but I guess that's what older brothers do. My grandparents on my mum's side, they're always brilliant fun to have around. My gran's an excellent cook, makes brilliant shortbread and really good soup. My granddad played football for Hibernian, which is a football team that all of our family supports, and we both played a bunch of golf. I don't get to see them as much as I would like nowadays, but they're always great company. That's my dad. Again, people maybe you don't see him around the events as much as some of my other family members, but Dad's very sporty as well, very competitive. We play five-a-side football with him and his friends, golf, squash, all of that sort of stuff. So we had a really fun kind of upbringing, and yeah, Dad was a big part of that.
Andy Murray on his Instagram. He's also last up on centre court as the most talked about mixed doubles partnership in history. I mean, is back in action.
Yeah, it certainly is. And they're Serena and Andy against Fabrice Martin and Raquel Attuo today, that could be a great match. Those are both doubles experts. Those two players that really know their way around the doubles court today. But how fun have Serena and Andy been just this entire tournament, the way that they've played. They played that first match. I loved them in press. They came into the main room. They're feeding off of one another. I love that Serena forgot to take off her credential through the first couple points in their first match. It's just legendary to see two legends of the game. It really is so special, and it was exciting to see all the different mixed doubles pairings. You got Jamie Murray with Bethany Maddox-Sands, Venus and Frances Tiafoe. They lost yesterday, but it's a special part of our sport, and I really would like to see Serena and Andy kick on. And of course, they should be on center court. Serena playing on center court twice in one day. I'm sure she's done that before, playing in the women's doubles prior, but that's really cool.
It's not bad. Now, you talk about legends in action. There is, eagle-eyed people may notice, there's a new addition to the order of play today, the Invitational. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so the legends every year, I mean, all of the slams do it now, but it's really cool to see some of the stars of the past take to the court, and people love it because you've got someone who's having a circus of a time like Mansour Barami, and then you have someone like Martina Navratilova who's playing very serious tennis out there. But actually, it's almost full on court 18 just behind us, where you've got Tracy Austin and Andrea Jaeger. We talk about Coco Gauff being a teenage star. There's two of the originals taking on Conchita Martinez, a 1994 champion here, and Barbara Schett. So it's a whole list of people. You can go to Wimbledon.com and see the full draws, of course, but you've got the likes of, Mark Philippoussis and Wayne Ferreira and Tommy Haas and Lindsay Davenport and Anne Kiathavong. It runs the gamut. They have some fun. They play some real tennis. And if you have never seen the man in skirt video at Wimbledon from 2 years ago at the Legends
we had him
event.
On the show.
I think it's our most watched
by
video
miles,
ever. It is legendary. But yeah, it's really great to see the former stars come back here to Wimbledon, and the fans love it on site, and I know a lot of you love watching them play too.
Fantastic, yeah. Well, so if you are coming down, there's some cracking names out there. I mean, see how many people I've highlighted on my little order of play there. Patrick McEnroe, brother of the legend. He's going to be out on number 3 as well. People like Arantxa Sanchez Vicario. How seriously do they take it? Martina really wants to win everything, obviously.
Yeah, totally. It's just ingrained in her. That's why she was so great. It's definitely a mix, because Daniela Hantakova was telling me, sometimes you want to warm each other up because not everyone's playing tennis that much at home. It depends, but you're always going to be entertained. There's always going to be some great tennis. There's going to be a couple silly points. A ball kid's going to get to play. Someone's going to abuse the chair umpire a little bit. Someone's going to play the line umpire. Someone's going to serve 3 balls at once. All of those tricks. But you're also going to see fantastic world-class tennis, because don't forget, tennis is actually, it's a reminder of, it's a lifetime sport, and it's really cool to see these legends out there on court.
Awesome
Fantastic.
stuff, Nick. Thank you
so
much.
Nick.
I'm closing with the strawberry.
He's going to have a strawberry.
Another one.
We should say, by the way, that Matthew and Kevin, they're currently watching the show. They're on court 18 behind us, so we have to say hello to them. And by the way, gents, you're probably wondering what happens to the cake after the show.
I'm taking it home
well,
today.
Nick can't take this one home because it's already been sorted out in that
Really?
one. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say. However, yesterday's cake, Danny next to me here took it around the grounds. Let's take a look and see what happened next.
We've just come off air. As it's Manic Monday, there's so much tennis going on. We need to make sure that everybody's blood sugar stays nice and high. So we're going to take the cake to the people. Right, what's your name?
Elaine.
Elaine, you've been eyeing up the cake.
Yes.
Yes. Who are you looking forward to seeing today?
Well, I'm on number 1 court, so I've got Serena Williams, I've got Djokovic, and a Coco Gauff. Yeah.
Well, the big question is though, are you going to share the slice of cake with him?
Yeah, of course.
See, that's how you keep a marriage going, isn't it?
43 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Enjoy the cake and enjoy the tennis.
Thank you. Nice to talk to you.
I understand this isn't the first cake you've had this week.
No, it was my birthday, so I ate quite a lot yesterday, yeah.
Oh, happy birthday. And now there's so much tennis going on today. How are you going to keep a track of all it?
I'm not sure. I mean, I can hear a lot of it from the hill, so hopefully that'll help my phone if it doesn't die. And hopefully we'll see some live tennis later tonight. That's the plan.
Fantastic. Well, best of luck in the queue. Make sure you keep yourself well nutritioned and yeah, enjoy the cake.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Free cake.
Now, we're going to give you a slice of this cake. Rosie, are you going to share it?
Difficult choice. I think ladies first. I get to eat the bit in the middle.
Mark's looking very jealous.
Well, there's 3 slices, isn't there? So she can have 2, I'll have 1, right?
That surprised you?
No. No, but I definitely get to have the piece of strawberry.
We are going to give you a slice. Are you going to share it?
Certainly, best friends since we were 5. We'll be sharing.
Oh, fantastic! I was a little bit concerned if we were only going to give you 1, whether it be shared between the 2.
Absolutely lovely to share.
And John, we saw you eyeing up the cake for a long way away.
Someone shouted free cake and I couldn't resist.
Who have you come down here to see?
We're court 1 today, so we're seeing Serena Williams next at 1 o'clock, and then we've got Djokovic later on this afternoon.
Oh, of course. Who can forget Coco?
Yeah, that's what I'm off to see her. Yeah.
Who was it that spotted the cake?
I think it was me, actually. My husband's on a diet, so he's not allowed.
Why have you queued for 2 days? Who is it you want to see?
The legend, the and only legend, Federer. So it's been a dream from 5 years. I've been trying the ballot. It didn't work out for me. So I said I might as well go and camp and see what the luck is. And it just turned out so well. So the crowd has been amazing. The camping has been, I think the camping has been the best part of being in the queue. So I'm now looking forward to what Centre Court has to offer.
I was just spotted as your dad clocked you over there.
I'm not actually with him though, so he's got court tickets, and it was by accident that we also ended up queuing for ground passes today. So I'm with him, but I'm not with him.
So he's not gonna get you into the court.
Well, I've got the cake now, so we'll see how it goes.
Or maybe do a little bit of bargaining, maybe some cake for one of the matches, maybe on court.
Thinking.
Is your friend going to be given any of the cake? Are you going to share?
No, I'll definitely give her some.
That wasn't very convincing, Madison.
I'll give her some. I have my other friend to give some too. They'll all get some cake, but it's the last one.
It is the last one. I'll be watching. I'll be watching to make sure you do share. I've already had a slice.
Okay, good.
Well, that didn't take long, did it? Who knew the easiest way to make friends at Wimbledon? Just let the people eat cake. Yeah, spoiler alert, the cake didn't last very long.
No.
It was the quickest I've ever managed to speak to the public. Adam Hunt from the Wimbledon channel has joined us again.
Hi, Adam. Morning.
If you are struggling to find people to talk to, give them cake. It's the easiest way.
Yeah, just walk around with cake
That's
and
what
they'll
we
talk
did.
to you.
Yeah.
They might not be your friend, but they'll eat your cake.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was so easy. It was almost embarrassing. Anyway, we've been running a poll all show so far. Which quarter-final are you most looking forward to, Adam? Which is one that tickles your fancy?
Well, I'm a bit biased being British, but I'm going to go with Konta against Stritzova. I think this is Joe's year. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I think she's learnt from what happened a couple of years ago, getting to the semis, kind of the mistakes she made in that run. She's full of confidence, having done what she did at Roland Garros, and I think she's going to do it. I really do.
Well, that came in second in our poll. Do you know what beat it? Alison Risk, Serena Williams. 44% of people.
I think as a match, that is going to be a good one to watch, just because it's two Americans. Alison Risk is a grass court specialist. You know, we talk about them in the women's game. There's not too many of them, as Nick was saying. So I think as a match that'll be good. But I think as a spectacle, seeing Jo Konta on centre court with the crowd, can't beat that.
Yeah.
Now, there are lots of celebs out yesterday. One of the more surprising ones was watching Karolina Pliskova and Karolina Mukova. It was the Aussie comedian and global superstar Rebel Wilson.
Yeah.
And Adam, you have some inside information.
So she was in Mukova's player box, and she wasn't there by mistake. She didn't just sort of stumble in and find her seat. I don't know how that would happen, but I've got the insider. So Robbie Koenig, famous tennis commentator, I've got some info for you. Came charging straight over to me and said, right, this is where it's come from. Because I think there were a lot of people thinking, Mukova, Czech tennis player, Rebel Wilson, comedian, where does this come from? So this is from Reem Aboulay on Twitter, and I've corroborated this story, who says, Rebel Wilson, Karolina Mukova, went for dinner in New York. She tweeted her when she beat Muguruza at the US Open, that big match last year. They've become friends since then. She texted Mukova before her match yesterday and said, oh, any chance of a couple of tickets? And Mukova said, well, I haven't got any tickets, but you can come sit in my box. So, of course, there you go.
As you do.
So that was how it came about, and then we've obviously got the photos. I think, you know, they're good friends. They hang out off court as well. I suppose a bit of an unlikely duo, but it works.
It's a great photo on Instagram. I've got to say.
I'm sure Rebel Wilson keeps her laughing when they have dinner and chatting. So
I can imagine. Elsewhere on Instagram, we had Tristan doing the good son thing. Brought his mum down to Wimbledon. Treated some thrillers on court too. Watching that game indeed nicked my didn't think she was much of a player gag from yesterday until she won. But that's a very easy way to keep yourself ingratiated with your parents, isn't it?
Yes, and even if you've had a bad day, not perhaps seen the matches you want to, a nice cold glass of something will brighten your mood anyway.
That's the trick, isn't it?
Sadly, it's a bit early for that.
Yeah, it's a bit early. We've got to talk about the queue, of course. We always get stuff in about the queue on our socials as well. And this on Instagram yesterday from these lovely ladies.
Yes, down at the American Express. Down by the there's a sort of section of the queue that American Express, one of the partners with Wimbledon, have put together. So there's an opportunity to take photos, and then when you get in the grounds, I think all down the southern village has completely changed this year. I walked around it a bit in the first week, and you're sort of getting your bearings. But there's a big American Express hospitality area there that's got a lovely view of some of the outside courts and centre court to the left as well. So it's well worth checking out if they'll let you in.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Adam, thanks for coming in. It's short but sweet today, but we will see you first thing tomorrow morning. Of course, where can we find you today if people want to watch what you're doing?
Wimbledon channel. I'm on from 12:15 UK time throughout the afternoon. It's going to be a busy day. We're looking forward to women's quarterfinal, some good matches. We'll have the usual mix of interviews, live action,
great stuff,
stunning debate, whatever you're looking forward to, it'll be there.
That's from 11 o'clock on YouTube, on Wimbledon.com, and on the app as well. Make sure you download that for your smartphone of choice.
Absolutely, and that's it from us. We will see you tomorrow, 10:15, when it's the men's turn of the quarterfinals.